Good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Folks, we try and come here every Friday to try and answer your media ministry questions as best as we possibly can. Guess what? I don't know everything, but hopefully the little bit that I do know will make your journey a little bit easier. Let me verify the sound half a second here before we get started. And maybe if I unmuted, that would actually help. All right, so audio sounds good here, folks. Thank you so much again for stopping by. And let me get the formalities out the way. Hey, if I can't get to your question, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. If the email goes back and forth, more than 4 emails, I highly recommend that you go ahead and set up a consultation. Go to ajhomes.com/consultations. We do Zoom, phone call, on-site, all that stuff to help you out as best as possible. Folks, we are at 63,350 subscribers. And as I promised y'all, every 10,000 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway. This is and I still haven't updated this. We're giving away a $2,000 live streaming bundle or two $1,000 bundles. And the link is down below to enter into that. If you've already entered into it, you don't have to enter into it again. We're going to do a giveaway every 10,000 subscribers. So at 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, woohoo, we're going to have something big at 100,000 all the way up to 250,000 subscribers. Also, some people have reached out and wanted to know, will I be offering the $1,000 bundle on my website? I will. I just haven't had a chance to sit down for a long enough time to be able to put that up. Well, I will offer and bundle that all together. So all you got to do is take it out the box. It's color-coded and everything you got to hook up, and it's already been set up. We will work on that as well, too. What other stuff am I forgetting? Oh, yeah, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, folks, hey, you don't know what you're missing out on. Go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and you are in like Flynn. We got some awesome stuff that we do there, and it's just a collaboration with multiple media ministries from all over the world. And also, we had a little thing last weekend, day 1 of our missionary conference. We did, just like with anybody in anything, if y'all been in media ministry, you know sometimes there are technical issues. We had a few technical issues. We had about, unfortunately, we had about like 5 instructors that had kind of like family emergencies. So we pushed them back to the next day, which is going to be August 10th, which is coming up very soon. You can get your ticket there. If you've already bought your ticket, guess what? You can come back for the next session. We do have other teachers that are going to teach different stuff. I'm teaching something different. Actually, I'm probably going to do a PC build as well, too, because I just finished a project. So I got 3 computers that are going to come in. I kind of hold off on them and actually build that through the video as well, too, and make a list on everything. We're making some adjustments to the website that some people were having an issue with finding the class and things like that. So hopefully that'll be squared away. But we're still looking for teachers, folks. We still got plenty of time. You can go to mediaministrymentor.com/conference and scroll down to the bottom, and we will be more than happy to have, trying to type it in here as well too, so I can bring this up. We'll be more than happy to have you there to teach. We come over here to mediaministrymentor.com, and then you can go /conference or click on the conference right here and scroll all the way down. The information is right there. If you want to be a teacher, submit that, and boom. I know Francisco, Rosalind, me, to where I know are doing some different sessions. I'm waiting to hear back from everybody else. But I'm telling you, the people who were there, the teachers did an outstanding job on some stuff, and just really, really proud of everything that they did on here. So, like, if I give y'all just a sneak peek on my session that I did, and we were just talking about the anatomy of a church live stream. We were talking about the fundamentals, the things you can go through, how to leverage pre-service, essentials, engaging the senses, and another classic one, stop demonizing people online. So we had a good time. We had a good time. And Darius has said the same thing. So I appreciate all of y'all who were there. And I think I have blabbed enough. So let me go ahead and holla at y'all good people here. New Hope Church Hammond, good morning. And please start your stuff off with a Q so I'll know your question. I'll get back to you here in a second. Also, I forgot to let y'all know I did it in the first comment, which I'll bring up right now. This is only going to be an hour. I actually have to go help RJ down at Antioch. There's a funeral today, so he needs some help. He's the only one there, and this is the 4th day of their new board that we installed, and by yesterday, we kind of dialed it in. It sounded really good, but I'm going to go down there and help him, so I got to get down there at noon. The funeral's at 1, so I want to get down there and prep everything with him. So this is going to be abridged. We might come back and do some other stuff, but we'll come back. Anthony, hey, good morning, Mr. Clarence. Hello, hello. Parker, hello, sir. Trizzy Trey, how you doing? Juanita Jones, hello, hello. Mike, how you doing? Creative for Fun, how are you doing? Video streams. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Mr. Albert, hope you're feeling better and good morning to you. Worldly Productions. Hello. Darius, how you doing, sir? Anthony, good morning. Keith, good morning. Brother Art, good to see you. How you doing? Naomi, hi. And that's what we got so far. If you don't mind, folks, if you would please go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, because if you're like, hey, I can't leave any comments, you have to be subscribed to leave comments on this one. Also, we had, let me show y'all the back end of this stuff here so I can just show you, like, if you missed the conference, and, you know, I understand sometimes things are tight. What that dude say, the PC version, the rent's too daggone high. I understand things are getting kind of pricey, but guess what? We are going to upload all of the videos to YouTube for the conference, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just going to be a minute before y'all can see them. So let me get the right button here. So we actually already got the videos uploaded on here. My video is live. That was just the purpose, but we had worship tools, making sermon clips, casting the nets on the other side. Elder Rob Wilson, great topic. AI in the church, audio engineering. Chris did a great job on that. Rosin did an outstanding job on the biblical important. Let me just stop saying that. Everybody did a great job. Let me just say, I don't want it to be like, oh, some people did good and some people did bad. But really great information, biblical importance of media. Like I talked about, the anatomy of a church live stream. Mr. Bruce documenting your media ministry. Francisco on the expectations of the media ministry volunteer. Mike taught on Bit Focus Companion. And we had the roundtable of the conference of the people that were there. Let me give you a sneak peek of what we were talking. I mean, I ain't gonna let you hear what we were talking about. We had some great stuff jumping in there. Really awesome. And this one, I believe I released to the members in Patreon, the roundtable. But, I mean, I'm telling y'all, folks, it was great information. I'm not just saying that, bragging about this. First, I'm bragging on the teachers because they did an outstanding job. But, again, this whole point of what we do is to come together and to try and share this knowledge with other people and to move your ministry forward. All right, enough blabbing. Let's go ahead and fire away at the question. First one, New Hope wants to know, New Hope Church, how do I set up a slideshow in OBS? All righty, so let us open up the OBS. And let's see. So that's still my stuff set up for the conference. Let's go to the OBS bundle number 3. Because that's the last one that's been set up. All right, so if you want to do a slideshow, it's a couple of things. Let me actually make a new scene. And if you want to do a slideshow, if I was going to do a slideshow, it's two ways. I could make it externally and then load it as just a media here, and then you can just have it loop over and over again. That's kind of like at this funeral. That's normally what I would do for the funeral that's coming up if they have a slideshow. If you don't have it that way, you could put in an image slideshow right here. You select your images, and then you change how it wants to behave. Always play even when not visible. I kind of don't do that because if it's not visible, just stop it. That's me. Stop when visible, restart, or pause when it's not visible, and then unpause, meaning that if it's playing through, you go to a different scene, it's going to stay where it was, and once it's selected again, it will start back up. So I'll actually pick that. How do you want the slide mode? Automatic. You can use keys to make it change. How do you want to do a transition? Do you want to fade? How much time do you want? And we'll just do okay. We'll just do the blank of that. Now, I didn't scroll down here. We need to add our images in here. So let me see if I can find me something here. I'm going to add a directory. I'm going to add my thumbnails because that's the easiest thing that I can do. So these are all the thumbnails that I've ever made on YouTube stuff here. So I got it right there. So now if I just hit OK, and we need to set this to fit the screen. So there it goes. So now it's just going to go through based on the time that we set, and it's going to migrate over. So see, and it's just going to keep going through. Or you could manually press the buttons to go to the next one if you wanted to. But really straightforward, really straightforward. Hope that helps you. All righty. Again, I personally would do it in the video, make it in the video, but this works just as well. You just got to time the images and stuff like that, which makes me think, depending on when people send stuff, I might actually do it that way at church today. It all depends. Hope that helps you. Let's go to page number 2. Let's see. Next question. Trying to figure out. I don't see it here. Trizzy Trey, I don't know if this is necessarily a question, but finished up another semester in my college journey. Congratulations. Getting a degree in computer electrical engineering degree with a focus on telecommunications. Outstanding, sir. Creative for fun. Hey, AJ, I just purchased the OC Stream Deck for the kids in the media department to learn on for the children's ministry downstairs. Did you do a video on the setup yet? Want to get them started? Yes, actually, I did. We did a video on this one, and like I showed a couple of people, we have the M2 Mini that we're reviewing, and I just got an email from them this morning. I listed my concerns. Some of y'all were here on the Q&A where I did like a rough video of this, showing what this can do, and my pros and cons of it. I sent that off to them. I'm waiting to hear back from them. They said one of the developers is going to get back with me. So I want to give them a fair shake before I go out there and recommend anything or talk or bring it to y'all's attention. So be on the lookout for that. But yes, I do have a video about that. Highlighting Darius again. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you, AJ, for the first day of the conference. I have been replaying the session. So much great information. Thanks for all the teachers. Hey, I'm not the only one saying it. Anthony, for a year, I've been streaming with OBS using the Blackmagic Mini Recorder 4K capture card. My audio and OBS audio meters randomly disappear. When something like that happens, and I need to do this, somebody else had talked to me about some issues that they had with OBS. But if you ever have any problems with OBS and stuff like this disappears, just go over here to Docs. Well, actually, no. Let's go over to View, and then you can reset the UI, and then yes, and then that just resets everything back to its default. If you were ever missing anything, so if I come in here and say, oh, this was gone, and OBS crashed on me. Awesome. Come on, OBS, get out of here. If you crash, then shut down. All right, let's try that again. Run as normal. So let's see. Will it crash on me again? Yes, it does. It must be something with one of the views or something. Now, this is not the newest version of OBS. Something just came out. So the fact that I don't use OBS like that, I'm actually going to run this update and just see if that fixes the issue that I have. So please don't do this in your live production environment. I don't use OBS on this computer that much. So this is kind of like my test bed. So let's see if this resolves that. little issue. They had some new updates. I need to play around with it and see what they do. Appearance updates. Multi-track video, playing multiple quality options makes it easier for videos to watch your live content, to encode additional resolutions directly instead of service having to recode your original. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, so let's see. And it still bombs out. It must be something else I have running in here. But that would be that view reset UI. That's how you can get that back if you were ever missing anything. I don't know why that's failing on me. Mike, is there any way in Vimeo to see the chat in the replays from the conference? I was wanting to see if I missed any questions. Let me see. I thought they embedded it in the actual video. Let me see, sir. We'll go to the conference videos. And I'm going to bring up yours just to see. If it doesn't, that stinks. I thought it did. So here's your video. There's a transcript. See, that's just of you talking. See, there's comments. I don't think. I don't. That stinks. I thought it did. Yeah, I thought it did, Mike. If it doesn't, that really, really stinks. I thought it would capture all of the comments. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look back through it. I don't believe. Wait a minute. Not bid like stream live. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to research, or I might, worst case, might even have to reach out to Vimeo directly and see what is, if that's an option or not. So I don't know. That kind of stinks. I thought when you played it back and you went into the comments, it would do that. Let me see. Yeah, that stinks. I really thought it would play it back. Yeah, I'm going to have to reach out to them on that one. I have to see what I can do with that. Maybe if I stream them privately to YouTube, that would capture no, the comments have to be embedded. You know what, Mike? I might have to do a chat, embed a chat into that so that those comments stay there. I might look at doing something like that. But yeah, that's not what I was expecting. Back to Trizzy Trey. A church I'm working on an install has to come up with funds to get the equipment. What are the quick solutions for them to get to a minimum of $2,000? We talked yesterday about you selling your $1,000 setup. What are the quick solutions for them to get to a minimum? Are you talking about asking about raising that money, or what equipment would go in that? Let me know, and I'll come back to answering that. For me, it's the best group. Other groups I'm part of have a bunch of snarky and sarcastic people that reply to your request. Oh, yeah, we kick stuff like that out real quick. But I appreciate that. Back to Mike. I got a better mic, so I should be nice and clear next time and not sound. No problem. Back to creative for fun. Maybe purchasing a bundle computer for setup downstairs for the training them young people. I have two 11-year-olds now. Sweet. Hey, start them off young. Mr. Albert, Facebook is a mystery to me. Do you know of or have a Q-tip on using the For Me Facebook group? What do you mean by that? Joshua Blackwell. Josh, hello. John, good morning. Joseph Jefferson, hello, hello. Aaron, good morning. I am doing great. Michael Baldwin, morning, AJ. Great job on Saturday. Learned a lot, and I know I have a lot to learn. Thank you for being there for support. Hey, you are welcome. Glad you got something out of it. Christ First United Methodist. Hey, good morning. I need to get some information on you about that. I need to actually. I'm going back to Chicago the first week of August, and that was one thing that they put on their list that they wanted to look at. Angelo, ain't seen you in a minute, man. Hello, we need you to come to Eastern North Carolina for some good seafood. Man, I was just there earlier this week. But I'm always around about for some good food. Ricardo, hello, hello. Panaplaya. I just started a Facebook for my church, so we would be able to live stream, and I got a notification that we can only start going live after 60 days. Is that accurate? Yes, they've actually done an update that, and I thought it was fake until I saw it myself. Facebook has changed the rules that you can't start a live streaming unless your account has been active for 60 days, because there's been a whole bunch of porn and all this other nonsense that's been on Facebook. The ads and all this other stuff are out of control. And there's a whole lot of bots that are on there producing this crap. So they're instituting stuff that it's like you just can't immediately get on there and do that. Also, if it's a page that you've made, you have to have at least 100 followers on that page to live stream that as well. So those are new changes I think went into place about a month to 2 months ago. So be mindful of that. If all of a sudden you're on your Facebook page and you can't stream, look at those two. See how many people have been following you, how long it's been around. This is another reason why you always spend time to say stuff like this. Tell people to like, follow, and subscribe to help you get over those numbers. Patrick, thank you for understanding. I had a consultation with Patrick, but I was feeling not too hot, and I went to the VA hospital. So I appreciate you changing the schedule up for me, and we're catching up with him next week. But his question is, how do I take a single 1/4 input to the constellation and output a dual mono? I only hear audio in one ear, and I need both. How do I take the single 1/4 input to the constellation to output dual? I would just put a Y splitter on that end and send it into both channels. So I'll have a female 1/4 inch input that splits out. Actually, I need to do that for another church, Mount Tabor. Y'all didn't see that video. Do I need to make that as a video? I got called back to Mount Tabor. That was past King's Dominion. And they want to move the media booth. It was supposed to be in a room, but they're going to take out the back pews, and it's going to go there. So pretty much that is something like that. So it will send both channels. Even if it's sending that mono, it will split it, and it will come out stereo. That's what I would recommend for you for that. And if you wanted to see what it was, this is... Anthony, if you're here, so I'm letting you see, this is the new build. Actually, let me get rid of these. This is the new build that's going to go into the streaming systems. So this is going to be, and it's cheap though, 32 gigs of DDR5 memory. This is the Ryzen 5 8600G, The MSI Pro motherboard, the full ATX, a 1 terabyte, Gen 4 NVMe. Don't worry about the power supply. Dual DeckLink mini monitors. This is for a build that I'm doing. But this is the frame that's going to be my new stuff. So if I save these for later, just to show you the cost, and we're only going to do one monitor here. So there you go. See, most people won't tell you this. This is what this system is costing. This is without Windows. Windows, like I showed a video, you can get Windows Home for about like $20 if you go through the right places, and it is legal. But there you go. That's what you could do. And I meant to show that link for you, Patrick. Let me do that cable for you. And this is quarter to dual. Quarter. There you go. So we will be building on one of these pretty soon. I should just go ahead and order this. Hold on one second. I'm going to order the system. Because worst case scenario, if they're not going to back out of it, because they actually I'm supposed to be catching up with the church shortly to take care of this. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to order this system real quick. That can come in Thursday. There's no rush. I hope y'all are having a good one. While I'm doing this, y'all got any new tech that you're adding into your ministry? Put it down below if you did. Love to hear about it. That's Thursday. I can push this back to Thursday as well. Ooh, those cars don't even come into the end of this month. Oh no, we ain't doing that. We'll order those later. Do that there. And I am done. All right, so I did a build of the new Ryzen system, but the audio is kind of jacked up, so I'll use this as an opportunity to build this one out again for y'all as well too. And then Patrick, can you use SRT to stream to your YouTube channel? Only a few channels. Let me see. I think I can. I just haven't. Let me see. If I go, now I can't show y'all this because this is some terms of use nonsense or something like that. So I gotta be kind of aware of this. Let me do a test. So you might, if y'all are on my channel, it might say something here, but I don't. It doesn't look like I can yet, Patrick. I thought I could. So I might have to test it again just to see. I thought I saw that, or it might have been I missed the email that invited me to it. I think that might have been because I remember seeing that. But we'll go from there. Reverend Leroy, hello. Bishop Michael, hey, good morning. Cam thing. I like that. How do you do presentation screens and video captures in one screen showing? How do you do presentations screen and video captures in one screen? What I've done, and this is the same thing that I did at Mount Sinai recently. Let's see if they left that system on. No, not Mount Sinai, Shiloh. I keep mixing those names up. That system is on. So let me show you how I did their stuff. So this is their system that I'm logged into right now. And you see two monitors, but they only have one monitor. And what I did And you can do this two ways, and which makes me think I should have done this other way. Let me. So what I have in here is a dongle connected, a USB to VGA dongle, and of course it will put it on the second screen instead of the first. Hold on one second. Let me get back over here. So what they have, this is a USB to VGA dongle, and VGA is not digital. So you can set a resolution and it will show up, and you don't have to physically have a monitor. This dongle is like $9. What you could do, and which I should have done, you can do this with a dummy HDMI plug that acts the exact same way. It just plugs in, and it tricks the computer into thinking another monitor is actually there. So the reason why I do this without a physical monitor is in presentations. So if I bring up presenter, again, it's not a physical monitor. So you need another monitor to show. So if I'm displaying this right now, if I go over to the other monitor, which isn't physical, it's just digital, that's what they see. So when you go into OBS needs to be able to capture a screen. So if you don't have another monitor, you only have one, see inside of OBS, it is capturing that second screen. This one is the monitor, a Spectre, that's the physical monitor. This is just a dummy one. And using an HDMI dummy header or this USB to VGA one, it does the same thing. You can set a resolution. It's not actually physically talking to hardware to say, oh, you don't actually have that resolution. And that's how you can do it. So now you can present, OBS can capture, and all this other stuff. This is the exact setup how they have it here, how I did it there for them. So those dummy dongles, like I said, this one is $8, but you can get 3 of them for this. And actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and get one of them too, so I can play around with that as well too. See, y'all got me doing all this other stuff when it ain't even Prime Day. Did I not buy a hard drive for that computer? Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I think I didn't buy a hard drive. I didn't buy a hard drive for that computer. I just did. Okay, because I was wondering why is this stuff just here. All right, let me order this real quick. And we'll play around with those dummy dongles as well, too, the HDMI ones. I want to see how that will work as well, too. I was talking to a couple of other people. I'm trying to hold my peace on this one because this one, oh, that's why. This hard drive isn't available until next month. I need to come back and find a different one. But I'm gonna save that comment for later. I'll come back on that. Let's go to our next one. Mr. Albert. This weekend, I'm ready to transition my knowledge base from Ecamm and Worship Presenter to OBS and Prism. Are there any new updates from your OBS 3 bundle or Prism or any other gems to consider? No necessary updates. I mean, both of them transition over to the bundle 3. Whatever's in that video, I haven't done any updates to that yet, so you should be good. Harvey, good morning. Back to Trizzy Trey. I want to know best ways for them to raise the money, i.e., are there any grants they can apply for? What I would do is go back in my videos to the first eMissionary Conference, and Reverend Art talks about grants for churches. That would be the best thing to go over that. And I'll just tell you, like, when I was at Antioch back in the day and trying to raise money, originally getting started, all that stuff was around like $9,000 to $10,000. And they balked at that. But what we did, and they just finished their revival, and this is what I did maybe like 9 years ago. What I did is I brought in my own personal cameras. I set up one in the baptistry, one in the front row, one in the back. I recorded everything, and I made them into DVDs and Blu-rays, and I sold them. And the better thing is I was able to sell them and turn them around the very next day. So when they came for the next day of revival, that stuff was available. I did that, and when I brought to the church that I needed $9,000, $10,000, they balked at it. I said, hold on, but I've already made $5,000 in DVD, CDs, sales like that. So that's one thing that I did. Other thing you could do is contract out services to what you're doing. I'm sticking in the media. That's where most of my businesses came from. If you have any of this equipment that you currently have, you don't need a lot. You can start like one good thing. I know it's kind of hot right now, but Formation Sports, my other company, it started from me going out to Little League games and recording, doing coach videos. Like you would just go out there and they just want to have a video separated by every play that they do. I'd go out there and do that. And most of them, they were paying somebody $150 just to do that. And then it went into, hey, can you stream? Can you stream this event? Can you stream this tournament? Can you do that? And then that was with one camera, and that raised a lot of money if it goes to that. Now, I'm going to go into the mini rant that I was going to talk about, which I'm going to save for later. But, like, my mindset is this. Y'all know that I'm a preacher's kid. I would sit in church meetings, and I could not stand going into a church meeting. People spend so much daggone time talking about how to raise the money instead of just being, how much is it? Like, I just think car washes and bake sales are stupid. That's just me. Because if I got to buy the materials to make a pie, make a cake, and then you're paying me to get the pie or the piece of cake, and then I got to take that money, reimburse myself for what I paid for the materials to make that stuff, and then what's left over goes to the fund. Instead of doing that, how about you just let me know how much it is, and I just give you the money. I just donate that. That's just me. So I say that to say that a lot of ministers, and I've told this to the pastors, I have an advantage because you can't tell me what I can donate. So, again, shameless plug, and I'm not saying this to brag or nothing like that. The new sound system to Antioch, I donated that because it was needed. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, we need to talk. Y'all need it. It's been there for 10 years. There's been an issue, and the issues have came up even more. It's a 30-year-old board. Let's update it. Hey, you know what? Boom. Hey, I just donated it. You get around that stuff. So my rant comes in like this. How dare the church fuss at people who want to donate their time and their money to help the body of Christ when you gate it, meaning that, no, you can only bless this church if it comes through our authorization? I think that's stupid. Why is it that all of us have gifts and talents and abilities? I'll put it this. I'm going to put it back on me, the E-Missionary Conference. I don't preach. I play, I do technology and stuff like that. When it comes to, like, I'll cater to Rosalind's stuff, talking about her session of the biblical importance of media. I know some of it, but not all of the scriptural basis as a minister and a preacher would. So why in the world would I shortchange and gatekeep everybody to come through? It's like, if I don't approve you, and I don't give you permission to do stuff like that. We have so many gifts and talents inside of your ministry. I'm waiting for MA16V3 to be on here. If you got somebody who's a plumber inside your church and has the skill set, why don't you let them use their gifts and talents to help the church? If you got somebody that knows photography, videography, electrician, why not let them use those skills there? If you have somebody who's a general contractor that runs a construction company, and if with their skills that God blessed them with, they see structural issues and they have all the licenses, permits, and everything to do it, why does it have to be approved by a board of people who have no daggone clue how to do what they're doing? That doesn't make sense. meaning that you bring everybody is an expert in something, but everybody is not an expert in everything. I am not an expert in how to do a heart transplant surgery. So why would I need to vet, hey, before you do that, I need to see your credentials and I need to approve if you're going to do it or not? Based off of what? What knowledge do I have to pull from to even know if you know what you're talking about or not? Anyway, let me get off of that. Anyway, it just gets on my nerves that churches put stupid stuff in our way to slow stuff down that means nothing. And it's just busy work. I don't know if it's a power trip or anyway. And speaking of, he was the very next person on here. No questions, just lurking here on my study break. Man, hey, you got it, man. You got it. Mr. Bruce, good morning, all. We'll have to jump out soon to catch a flight to a family reunion. Hey, thank you again, sir, for stopping by and for teaching. O'Neill Martin, hey, good morning. Donald Burns, thinking we're going to multi-tracks to augment our praise team. Confirm the praise team's members need to wear earbuds for the system to work. That would be a problem. Confirm the praise. Well, I mean, not necessarily. If you want to do multiple tracks to augment them, you could mix them all together. I mean, it's multiple ways. What's your setup? What's your equipment that you're using? And kind of isolate which direction that's going. Joseph Jefferson, is there any external video switcher capture card that has multi-view in vMix? Has a multi-view in vMix? No, not necessarily, but with the new ATEM, with the ATEM in the Extreme, you can do this easily. So I have two USB outs, and you could program one of them to be the feed that goes into vMix. And with the new 9.5 update, you can set one of the other USBs to be a multi-view output that will send that over to USB. So if you use both connections, one going into vMix, kind of like how mine is right now. Let me cut over here. So like right now, my vMix over here is just bringing in what you see, right? But I could bring in another USB, and that would be just the multi-view, and that would have to be some other type of capture, because with two of them connected to your computer, two USBs connected to the same computer, it will show up as two ATEMs. They're the same, but there's two of them. So that's what I'm thinking. I need to play around with that, but I think that's how that would work. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. Where did I leave off at? All right. Bishop Michael. My question is, I have an X5 4-pack in-ear monitor. I've used that for our church. And should I put the transmitter into our stage box or the X32, or should we be on the same channel? It could be either one. I've done both. I've done one depending on how close it is to where people are, like at Signs and Wonders. Originally, I had it directly connected inside of the X32 on the back of the console, because we were on the other side of where the praise team sang. Then originally it was in the stage box that was outside in the sanctuary, but people kept moving stuff and I thought it was going to be damaged. That's why I moved it to the console. Either one, it's just relative to how close, which one is going to be closest to the praise dancers. That's all. I mean, praise team, excuse me. Patrick, so there isn't a software setting in the ATEM controller to convert mono to stereo. Not on the Constellation, it's not. Steven Bivens, I want to have a standalone camcorder for Bible study without connecting to my computer to stream. Is there such a camcorder I can connect to Facebook without a computer? Yes, there is. The Panasonic is one. It's a bit pricey, but it does have Ethernet connections to it, and you can set it up to stream. Or and I'm so late on this. The OBS bot, actually, and it's been on. Oh, the OBS bot, you can connect to this over an app, and as long as this has Wi-Fi, and I do have a an Ethernet dongle that can connect, this will stream directly. They do have, but you said camcorders. Let me see. There was one that I saw. Yeah, here it is, the Panasonic here. This one right here can live stream directly. And you put a connection on it and all this other stuff, and it'll be able to go out and stream without needing anything. So, wait, I just missed it. It was right there. Built-in Wi-Fi and Ethernet, so you can connect and stream directly from this. But honestly, at that price, now if you went with the OBS bot, I believe that's like 500, something in that range. I might be a little high. It's between 250 and 500. I just don't remember the price off the top of my head. But this one would be able to do that if you're looking for that type of thing. Donald, anyone using the Behringer Wing? We just started using that. Love it. Donald, I've messed with that a couple of times. There's some people in the Facebook group that use that specifically. I've been I wanted to use that one, but honestly, the price jump, surprisingly, with some of the ministries that I had, that was a lot for them. So, I mean, it's all relative. Harvey, I'm thinking about getting the BirdDog X1 and X1 Ultra wireless PTZ cameras for my mobile setup for when I am away from my home, conferences and such. That'll be slick. I'm still trying to build out mine, so we'll see. But I think that's a good choice. Philip Paul, hello. Mike, dummy dongles for the win. Exactly. Creative fun. But it's cool and serves our purpose. They do have a free account, but you're only able to use 5 forms. A great start to become familiar with the program. Yeah. O'Neill. Probably remedial, but how do you set up audio and video to remotely control systems if you're not physically at the church? How do you set up audio and video to remotely? Well, that's really going to be dependent now at Antioch. I can somewhat do that. The only thing I cannot do is I can't turn the board on remotely. Once it is turned on, because there's an app, I can control the board if need be. And through the live streaming computer, I can hear the audio coming that way because the capture card is bringing everything in. I can hear it that way. So it's a little stuff that, like, I normally have Chrome remote desktops so I can get into the computers. I have smart plugs that I need to reset because I think somebody messed those up because the button and stuff like that don't work. It's been working for years, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. Anyway, I got to reset those so that the computers are set up that if power is lost and when the power comes back, it'll automatically boot back up. That's a setting in the BIOS. So I have the computers plugged into a smart switch that I can turn the power off and then turn it back on. And because of that, the computer will start back up. So I can remotely get into the computer at any point in time since it's connected to the network. Now, you could do the same thing with the board. That's questionable, but you could. And you can turn that on. And then the cameras are on a PoE switch that I can turn on and off. That could do the same thing. So it's a lot of logistics, but it can be done. A lot more than I can explain in a short period of time, but I actually need to do a follow-up on and fixing the stuff at Antioch, but we'll see. Philip Paul, between analog mixer and digital mixer, which is better? That's a choice. That's subjective. It all depends. For me, digital just gives you more features and functionality, being able to control it with an iPad and all this other stuff like that. For us, we have a few persons that will control it. I will be controlling for the service, but not in worship practice. The leader control it. I mean, honestly, either one. The other reason, even before this board was put in Antioch, we used to have issues that people who weren't trained on the board would start practice and go up in there and start messing with knobs, and we would come in Sunday, it would mess up stuff. So then on the Roland M400, I had it to where we locked the scene, and if anybody touched anything, anytime the board got restarted, it would restore back to the scene that was working because people kept messing with it. Now, then it went to that room was locked, and you can just turn the system on remotely. You can't come in the room at all. And that's kind of how it is right now. And now with a digital board, you can just have somebody have an iPad, and now don't touch the board. You can lock the iPad to certain things that they can and can't touch. That's kind of the role that we're doing right now. But you won't be able to do that with an analog mixer, the digital mixer. I am thinking about getting digital, the smaller Behringer XR8. I think that's going to be in my mobile studio, live streaming stuff. That's what I'm thinking about, just because it'll give me more control, and I need more inputs than just the ones on the A10 Mini Extreme ISO. And plus, that system is like maybe like $300, $400, and you can get bigger ones if you want to. That's minimum under $1,000. So like I said, to your next comment, it was like, what do you recommend? It all depends. But if I went to Sweetwater, I'm just telling you the one that I am looking at. Did I put the wrong name in? There's a smaller one other than this, but this is the one that I'm showing right now. This is the XR18. There should be a smaller one than that. I think it's the XR12. Yeah, this is the one that I was thinking about getting for my mobile rack. But you're gonna need. I would think for a church you might have more connections. So I think that bigger one would be better for me. All I would need is 6 inputs. All of this would output into my A10, and I can control it all with an iPad. That's me. That's what I'm looking at. But that's what I would think for an affordable one. See, there you go. Y'all messing with me. Can confirm this rant. I was helping a church start up their sound and video. We had one person say we should save the money and just use the phone. Man, see, I was about ready to be so mean. Say something. I was getting ready to say somebody needs to take a long walk off a short. But now I was like, no, AJ, be good. Hey, AJ, thank God for your sowing. Now, if you want to sow into church, we have to get believers. Y'all funny. Coach, what's going on? You know what? Let me go ahead and do this. I'm hesitant on saying stuff like this because I don't want it to be like, ooh, look at AJ. I don't do what I do just to get kudos and pats on the back. I'd love to get them, even though I don't get them. But I do all right, we're going to do a more nicer rant. The reason I do this stuff, the reason I did my YouTube channel, the reason why I do the stuff that I do is because when I got started, there was nobody that was trying to help. Everybody always did something to where you had to pay. You had to do this. I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to share. I just believe, and I've always been this type of person, if I have the ability to help you, and surprisingly, it's biblical too. If I have the ability to help, I'm going to help. That's the way it is. I've had people that have hurt me to my core because they're so used to people not doing that they think that's odd. Like, I'll give you the if I'm able to, I'd give you the shirt off my back. I'd give you my spare tire if I had one. I've lent my car to people when they didn't have anywhere to go. Not my Tesla, but I've lent my car out, not because I want to show off and brag. It's because we have so many people that are takers. but not that many givers. Now, the problem with that, when you give, some takers don't know when to stop. So givers need to set limits. But the reason I give is we spend so much time glorifying the problems instead of glorifying the solutions. So that's the reason why I've had people tell me, AJ, you give more. And it was sometimes came off as negative. AJ, you give so much on YouTube. You give so much in person because it seems like you're expecting something that you may have been missing in your life. And maybe that is true. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or whatever you want to call it. I just believe in helping where you can to the best of your ability. And like I said, I'm saying this now. If I was making 10, 20, 30, 40, $100,000 monthly from YouTube, I am nowhere close to that anytime soon. Not yet. We're not close to that yet. But if I was doing that, I'd love to be able to give more. That's just me. And I didn't give that board to Antioch for bragging. I don't give the stuff that I give to people to say that you owe me or nothing like that. I've given phones, I've given trips, I've given stuff like that, not because I want anything from me, it's because I want to be able to give back and bless. So many things have been given to me, I want to do that. You really think I want to sit here and just do this just for y'all to be like, oh, y'all owe me? I do it because hopefully I can help y'all. And when I used to give to people locally, no one cared, to be quite honest. Nobody cared about my time. No one cared what I gave. That's the reason why I want to give to you, because I know what y'all are doing. You're doing the same thing. And I want to pour into you just like you're pouring into other people. That's the reason I do that. And when God has blessed me to get to a point, I help out where there is a need. And I say that because a bunch of people have taken that, and I'll get inundated with emails saying, we're a small church, bless me, bless me. I don't do that. That's the quickest way for me to block you for doing stuff like that. I give when I'm led to do it. So anyway, that's it. That's the reason why I do what I do. If anybody ever cared why I do. Creative for fun. Amen. I agree. I use my gifts as part of my tithing, and I'm sure others do too. Exactly. MA16. Actually, I tested that. It does show different. It does show different. So which is kind of cool. I don't know if that's 951, but when I tested it, I did get two different things on the USB. Back to Donald. I use the Behringer Wing. Can I patch the multi-tracks through the board? Some of our praise teams use earbuds, but most do not like them. Yes, you can. I don't know how to do it off the top of my head, but I know that you can. That's correct too. Some of those can as well. Some of the cameras I have can do that as well too. Didn't even think about that. I only stuck on camcorder because that's what was mentioned. But thank you for that. Donnell, hey, how you doing? I sent you a message. I'm gonna be up in Chicago the 5th through the 8th. I sent you a Facebook message. Let you know that. Aaron, I would donate stuff to the church. I'm a media director for. I went from using a computer to everything and had tons of problems. So we went all hardware, ATEM. Okay, cool. Mike, good morning. Bishop Michael. It needs to be said just like you said. Hey, I appreciate it. Is there any digital mixer that's 24 channels? Yeah, there's plenty of them. I mean, there is a board for what you're looking for. I mean, actually, the XR18 is actually 24. If we cut over here, it's 16 connections, and then you have I'm sorry, those are outs. My bad. There is another one. I don't think they go any bigger than that. But I know there are other digital ones. I just don't know them off the top of my head. But yes, there are. Electronic buff one. I like that. Good morning, AJ. We live stream to Facebook. I want to know, how do you add YouTube and stream on both at the same time? Well, it all depends. How are you streaming to Facebook? Are you using equipment or are you using a website directly? The easiest thing to do is to get a service like Restream. You stream to Restream, and then you link your accounts to Restream. That is the easiest way to do that. So, like, if I go over to my Restream account that I have been grandfathered in for years when I was streaming games and stuff like that. So, if I cut over here and Restream, see, I would stream to this, and then I link my accounts here. And then when you stream here, restreams to both of those. So that would be your Facebook and YouTube. Now, they've changed the price in this. I'm grandfathered in, so it doesn't cost anything until I add something. Then I got to pay for it. And these are personal accounts. If you go to accounts like group accounts, like your church and stuff like that, you would have to pay for that because of something that Facebook changed. But you're talking about maybe $19, $20 a month to do that. That's the easiest thing. And we do have a video that talks about that. Hey, I appreciate it. If only other people would. Maybe I should have kept that one inside my head. Last question. What's a good budget-friendly PTZ camera? The AVCans E20s. They go for, last time I checked. Well, actually, let's look at it and let's see. I think during Amazon Prime, they were $380. But even at that price, this is pretty good. $420. And this one has NDI, and I think this one has auto tracking in it as well, too. Yeah, here's the non-NDI one. The non-NDI one is going for $350. And as you can see, we've bought that one a bunch of times. So that's what I would recommend. I have used those a bunch as well, too. So wait a minute, $350 PTZ camera. I'll put a link down there for that for you. And that reminds me, I need a 1 terabyte NVMe Gen 4. I need one that's actually available in a reasonable amount of time. That doesn't break the bank either. Why all of these cost so much? All right, I'm sorry, folks. Let me get this up and over so that I can get all the rest of this stuff done. And this is mainly for that build video that's actually going to another church. So give me a second to order this. And we'll be back. And like I said, I need to cut out here in about 30 more minutes so I can get down here to the church to help out with this funeral. All right, so the HDMI dummy adapters and the hard drive is coming in, so we'll be able to do that too. MA16V3, I am testing that then. They only show the one webcam route in the software, maybe only because one is connected. Yeah, I think that's how it was. Facebook no longer allows a third-party stream key to groups. That stinks. Man. See, and we're trading. And then I think when I get back from there, the week after that, then I'm going to the Dominican Republic. So that's funny. Back to Worldly Productions. I think I'm going to do 2 more and then I'm going to be up out of here. My church uses Restream for YouTube and Facebook. How can I add a presentation software to it? Is it possible? I mean, well, it all depends on your setup. Like we did that earlier in the video when somebody was asking about doing a presentation. If you did OBS, you can capture that and then send OBS to Restream. You could do that. I'm assuming that you're doing Restream directly through the browser. You would need to add something like OBS or vMix or something like that to add that. Yes, it would. Normally with those PTZs, I do have them connected to the ATEM, but those PTZs, you can send it over the network, and you can send video to OBS directly as well too. Donald, love your rant. Nothing like having to prove to an admin to get gear they do not understand. Just aside, I use Sweetwater Gear Exchange to sell some of my old gear and use the gift card to buy new. Awesome. Thank you for that. How are you doing it? Are you going through like OBS or something like that that's causing that? Angelo, I don't want to say I prefer. I use Behringer just because most of the churches I've used, predominantly 90% of them use Behringers. That's why. A few of them have used Personas. I can count on maybe two hands how many churches have a Personas board that I've used, maybe 8 that I've used, and then even fewer with Yamahas. And surprisingly, it's about the same amount that the Personas have used Allen and Heath. But the majority, 90% of the churches I've worked with before I've installed anything have been Behringer. So that's mainly it. Joseph, yes, I have played around with it for a little bit. I like great options for churches as well too. Daniel, yeah, I would. I don't like. Most of the time, I don't like using any of the web-based ones because I like to have the control. That's why I have the computer and the video switchers that give me more control to be able to do that stuff. All right, folks. So again, my apologies. I'm cutting it short because I need to give a helping hand to the folks down here for this funeral. Let it be known, folks, that I appreciate all of the stuff that you do. And there are some great people here that support me on Patreon and YouTube. If you like what I'm doing, if you want to call this an offering, that's kind of what they do. I want to, if you like what we're doing and you appreciate the work that we do, I don't take any money from anybody. No brand deals have contacted me yet to pay me on a monthly basis. I do this and I spend my own money to do this stuff. But these Patreons and these YouTube members, they contribute monthly on Patreon or on YouTube by clicking the join button down below. And what they do, their money goes to help when we buy equipment to test out for y'all. And then ultimately, we always give it away to other people. So just really, really appreciate that. And if you like that, you can go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, or you can click the join button down below. No matter which way you pick, folks, you're helping us train media ministries all over the world. And I think my rant did it enough. But just to tell you, you are appreciated. I appreciate what you're doing. If there's anybody, if you're around a whole bunch of people that don't appreciate what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing, because unfortunately, those people don't know what you know. And I know from proof multiple times, I've had to take criticism from people who said what I was doing was stupid and dumb. And then 5 years later, they're coming back saying, oh, thank you for not listening to me. That's just the situation. Keep going what you're doing. Know that you're appreciated. This community is built to help lift each other up because we're all in the battle fighting it together. Appreciate the time, the money, the effort that you're putting into to making this ministry better, because you're called for this. If you weren't at your ministry doing what you're doing, asking the questions on YouTube University, learning more, practicing more, all this other stuff, your ministry would be missing something. And more importantly, the body of Christ would be missing something. So thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And we'll be seeing y'all in the next video, folks. Later.